Chapter 5. Veil of Shadows. The cosmic battle between Anubis and Hades reached its zenith, and the very fabric of the Abyssal Nexus quivered under the cataclysmic clash of their divine powers. Sparks of ethereal energy erupted like celestial fireworks, illuminating the cosmic void with their radiant and malevolent brilliance. The destinies of gods and mortals alike teetered on the precipice as the two ancient deities stood locked in a deadly, fateful struggle. Anubis, the guardian of the scales of justice, swung his scepter of Maat with unwavering determination. The divine artifact blazed with an unholy crimson light as it attempted to counter Hades' malevolent forces. His jackal-headed visage bore an expression of dire purpose, corrupted by the consuming darkness. Hades, the enigmatic lord of the Greek underworld, thrust his bident, a symbol of his dominion, forward with unholy resolve. Waves of inky blackness oozed from the trident's prongs, merging with Anubis's radiant barrier and tainting it with a venomous corruption. His fiery eyes blazed with ruthless determination as he defended his realm, a realm now consumed by nightmarish darkness. The Abyssal Nexus itself seemed to tremble as the two gods clashed with catastrophic fury. Ethereal shockwaves of despair reverberated through the void, distorting the very fabric of reality into grotesque shapes. The souls of the departed, both virtuous and restless, watched with terror as the gods of the afterlife waged their maleficent battle, knowing that their destinies were entwined with the impending cataclysm. Anubis, the guardian of justice, extended his hand toward Hades' spectral warriors. As he touched their spectral forms, he invoked a perverse and twisted judgment of the heart, seeking to condemn the souls of the departed to eternal torment in the afterlife. The restless shades of the Greek underworld approached, their faces etched with a mix of hopelessness and dread as their fate was sealed in the abyss. The outcome of Anubis's grotesque judgment was merciless and unforgiving. The virtuous souls among Hades' warriors, those who had led lives of honor and virtue, were corrupted by the scales of malevolence. Their hearts, once radiant with purity, were now tainted by the darkness, a sign of their eternal damnation. These souls, deemed unworthy, were condemned to suffer in the afterlife, their torment echoing through the abyss. However, not all of Hades' warriors were spared from Anubis's malevolent judgment. Among the restless shades, there were those whose hearts bore the weight of their past deeds, and these hearts were twisted and deformed by the cruel scales of darkness. Anubis's divine corruption revealed their inner malevolence, and their fate was sealed in the abyss. For those who had transgressed in life, the journey to the afterlife was one of unending horror. Hades, ever watchful, observed the malefic judgment of his warriors with a sense of macabre satisfaction. The lord of the Greek underworld knew that the fate of his dominion depended on the souls under his stewardship, now condemned to suffer eternally in the abyss. With each verdict rendered by Anubis, the balance of power in the Abyssal Nexus shifted, and the cosmic order twisted into a nightmarish nightmare. As the grotesque judgment continued, the battle between Anubis and Hades reached its zenith of despair. The very skies above them oozed with malevolent energy, and the Nexus itself writhed in agony under the weight of this otherworldly conflict. The souls of the departed watched in terror, their destinies inextricably tied to the outcome of this cosmic nightmare. In a moment of malefic insight, Anubis and Hades reveled in their mutual understanding of the grotesque darkness that now governed the realms of life and death. Their roles as tormentors of the afterlife were now intertwined, and their eternal alliance in the pursuit of malevolence threatened to consume the very fabric of reality itself. But then, in a twist of fate, Anubis unleashed a devastating surge of divine energy, overwhelming Hades and shattering his bident. The lord of the Greek underworld, wounded and powerless, fell to his knees, his fiery eyes dimming as the darkness that had fueled his dominion began to fade. Anubis, his scepter of Maat radiating with newfound power, raised it high above his head. With a resounding chant, he banished Hades from the Abyssal Nexus, condemning the fallen god to an existence beyond even the afterlife's reach. As Hades was cast out of the Nexus, the souls of the departed watched in awe and terror. Anubis had emerged as the undisputed victor, his dominion over the realms of life and death now unchallenged. The cosmic order had been restored, and the multiverse breathed a collective sigh of relief. In the heart of the Abyssal Nexus, where the boundaries between worlds had been forever eradicated, Anubis stood triumphant, his visage once more bearing the solemn purpose of a just guardian. The destinies of gods and mortals alike were now under his benevolent rule, and the multiverse had been saved from the brink of eternal darkness. Anubis, the guardian of justice, had emerged as the undisputed victor, ensuring that the realms of life and death would forever be guided by the light of righteousness and order. The end. Thank you for listening to this short fantasy story. If you liked this story, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated as to when we release new fantasy story narrations right here at Mythology Realm. If you'd like to contact us to discuss narrating your next project, please reach out to us at info@mythologyrealm.com. We can't wait to hear your story.